Welcome to Miss Mary's ESL Excellence. We're talking about the Arabic 8. So these are 8 most common mistakes that Arabic speakers make when they're learning to speak English. These are lessons that I've taken over 5 years of teaching Arabic speakers to speak English from intermediate to advanced level. And these are the 8 most common mistakes I've noticed. So the next one we're going to talk about is polite tone. So polite tone, obviously we know what the word polite is. We can say formal, informal, or in general, I teach a lot of professionals. So we're learning how to speak in a more native way, like the level of a native speaker. And what I've noticed is that native English speakers use the phrase please and thank you a lot more than people realize. And that I think part of it is a cultural thing. So for example, the word shukran, when we say the word shukran in Arabic, we often mean no, or there's a cultural rule that I've learned about where, I often say shukran to my friends in Arabic, and they say no need to say thank you. We don't say thank you between friends. So I think this part right here, we don't say thank you between friends, is the cultural part that is missing, where in English we do say thank you between friends. It's not rude to say thank you. It's rude not to say thank you. So if someone's done something for you, it's no big deal to say thank you. And we say thank you to each other all the time. So I think that's it's a part of a cultural lesson. And I do this lesson with my students just so that they realize the difference. And let's look at the lesson. So here I say native English speakers use the phrase please and thank you more than most people realize. I'll give you an example. The other day, one of my students, she wanted to change the time. So she texted me and she said, can we change the time from 12 to 2? I said, no problem. I'll see you at 2. And she did not reply. So in English, we would say thank you. Especially, this is a student to a teacher. I mean, you need to show acknowledgement and respect. So she didn't even acknowledge it. She should have said thank you as a way to acknowledge, and it's not a sign of disrespect to say thank you. Actually, I was surprised. I was thinking here is the perfect example where often I find my students, especially my youngest students, they should be saying thank you all the time. If we do something, we say thank you. And if we're requesting something, we say please. So even in my workplace, my boss, my supervisor says please and thank you to me all the time. They're asking me to do something, and as I leave the room, they say thank you. It's no big deal at all. In fact, it's standard. So I'd use this lesson just to remind the Arabic speakers we use please and thank you all the time, especially for requests, please, and as acknowledgement, we say thank you. So let's look at number 1. I need that email. How could we rephrase this sentence to include please or thank you to make create a more polite tone? So I need that email. What would we say? Would we say please or thank you? So we could use both. In general, I would say I need that email, please. Or could I please have that email? So those are 2 options. If I was a supervisor and I was saying to someone on my team, I need that email, and they responded, okay, no problem, I would say thank you. So in that interaction, I need that email, please and thank you is perfectly acceptable. In fact, it's expected. All right, let's look at number 2. Go see if the driver picked up our keynote speaker. Where would we use please or thank you in that sentence to make a more polite tone? We could use it in a few places, but could you please go see if the driver picked up our keynote speaker? Thank you, right? As a response, they say, yeah, no problem. I say, thank you. And our last one, number 3, can you get those reports to the boss? Where would you say please or thank you? Can you please get those reports to the boss? Would probably be the standard way. Or you could put please at the beginning. Like number 2, please go see if the driver picked up our keynote speaker. Depends on the exact scenario, but in general, the reason I give this lesson is that I just want Arabic speakers to be aware of the fact that we do use please and thank you a fair bit. I'm a Canadian worker. I've always worked in Canada. I worked in corporate settings. So we use polite tone almost exclusively in, you know, while we're at work and in our business situation. So the more you use please and thank you, the more you're going to sound like a native English speaker. In particular, if you're requesting anything, you want to say please. And if you've received something, even if it's somewhat just a confirmation, you want to say thank you as an acknowledgement of you know, what you've received. So thanks so much for tuning in. And please subscribe if you want to see more videos.